Hi guys, Balls96, but the yo is a 0 and that's it. The tournament is over. The Euros are done for another 4 years and it is Spain who won it overall. Big games, big teams and big performances were littered throughout. And now the countdown is on to the World Cup in 2 years' time. But before all of that, we have one more video of this Euros content to bring to you all. Throughout this past month, I've been bringing you nostalgia-fueled videos all centered around the history of this great competition. But today, I'm focusing very much on the present, and that present being the team of the tournament. Yes, that's right, I'm going to be picking my team of the tournament and telling you exactly why they make it in there. So buckle up and watch the rest of this video on my Euros team of the tournament. Goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili, the definite standout goalkeeper in this tournament, was far and away from anyone's prediction going into this tournament, but the man from Georgia managed a pretty unbelievable 30 saves in just 4 matches, 3 in the group stages and 1 in the round of 16. There were some other decent goalkeeper performances in this competition, it is fair to say, but I actually don't really think this first choice was a hard one at all. At 23 years of age, the guy has his whole career ahead of him, especially as a goalkeeper, and he has just put his name on the international stage in a very, very big way. Yes, Spain managed to get 4 past him in the game that would see them leave the tournament, but that was more down to the team as a whole than it was him. Particularly as he faced 35 shots in total, 13 of those being on target and 9 of them he saved. Mamardashvili only conceded 2 goals from 3 games in the group stages and actually broke the Euros record for most saves in a single game in just the first half of their second group game against Czech Republic. Currently playing his trade in Valencia, having been first choice for the past couple of seasons, we could be seeing the emergence of a new goalkeeping star, and with an average match rating of 7.48, he walks into my goalkeeping spot. Right back Joshua Kimmich onto the defence now, and we go from a relative unknown to a global superstar in Joshua Kimmich. In typically German fashion, the man shown yet again just how consistently and brilliantly efficient he is. And with a match rating of 7.82, a tournament high for any defender, you can see that in the stats if you didn't watch the games. Before they came up against the eventual champions Spain in the quarterfinals, Germany were looking like one of the more likely teams to actually win the tournament, and Kimmich was a massive part of that with his tackling and breakup of play, but also with his play making, as well as he managed to bag 2 assists from the 5 matches played, putting him joint second with 8 other players who also managed the feat for most assists in the whole tournament. The only player with more assists was Lamine Yamal with 4. A top talent as always. Let me know in the comments if he gets in your team, because he definitely gets in mine. Centre-back Riccardo Calafiori, with every international tournament comes with it players who started the tournament pretty unknown, but have gone on to having a whole host of suitors vying for their signature, and Riccardo Calafiori is exactly that. Despite the fact Italy couldn't get past the round of 16, and despite the fact he didn't even feature in that match, the performances Calafiori put in during the group stages has got a number of big clubs in for him, with Arsenal and Chelsea battling it out to bring him over to the Prem. Similar to the goalkeeper in this team, this has been a breakout tournament for him and has put his name on the lips of many on the international stage. Currently with Bologna, he is now being regarded as one of the best young defenders around, with his physicality and positional awareness being better than most of his competitors, and with the versatility to play at left back as well. There is no wonder he is looking like he is going to be one of the big transfers of the summer. Centre-back Marc Guéhi, finalist and one of the best performers in that England squad. Marc Guéhi had an absolutely triumphant tournament. Although I massively rate Guéhi and have done now for a while, I was actually quite surprised when Southgate picked him for the squad, because I thought that he would take Harry Maguire, and I thought Konsa would have been his preferred option to Guéhi. I was then even more surprised when he was starting the initial matches of the tournament, but you could see straight away exactly why he was. His partnership with Stones actually turned out to be a really tough one for attackers to beat, and he just looked so solid at the back for a team who only conceded 6 goals in 7 games across the whole competition. And ever present in a team who makes it to the final is always going to be considered for team of the tournament, and Guéhi has earned his spot in my one. Left back Marc Cucurella, he's a player whose move to Chelsea has been pretty shocking, and because of that, he's a player whose selection in the squad was surprising, and because of that, he's a player I've spent all tournament banging on about how it is a travesty to have him in ahead of Grimaldo. But at the end of the day, Marc Cucurella had a brilliant friggin' tournament. Every time that I saw him play, he carried so much importance for his team down that left flank and displayed an absolutely superb defensive capability against some of the best right wingers in world football. Add to that the assist he got in the final and an average rating of 7.57, and it is easy to see why he is the last player in my defence. Hey you! I just wanted to say that I've been doing these videos for a while now and you've been watching, but for some reason you aren't subscribed already. So why don't you go ahead and do that right now? Centre defensive mid N'Golo Kante, I could not believe the level of quality I was seeing from N'Golo Kante in this tournament. The man is 33 years of age and he's playing his trade in the Saudi League, one of the least competitive major leagues on the planet. How then did he spend all 6 of the matches that he featured in running around all over the pitch like he was back in the late 2010s? If you pulled up a heat map for him in near enough every game of the tournament, I could guarantee you that the whole map will be lit up redder than Santa's soup. This man is one of the best players of the past decade, and I think in this team of superstars, and easily the best team on paper of the tournament, N'Golo Kante was the best performer of the lot of them. What a player, and it'll be a sad day when he eventually hangs up those boots. Centre mid Rodri, the rightful player of the tournament in my eyes, which has made me so surprised that he has been absent from so many news outlets' team of the tournament. Perhaps it is the same sort of reasons why Phil Foden got Premier League Player of the Season over Rodri, because for me, Rodri deserved that, and he deserves this all day long and twice on Sunday. There isn't anything that Rodri can't do, and I think there is actually a discussion to be had, which might be controversial, but whether he is the best player on the planet at this very moment in time. It actually shows how good he is that when he was substituted off at half-time in the final, me and my friends watching the game pretty much celebrated like we had scored because we knew just how important he was to this team. And then Spain went and scored about a minute later to make us all look like absolute idiots. But hey-oh, they deserve to win it. Anyway, just as Rodri deserves to be in this team. Centre mid Fabian Ruiz, who better to partner Rodri in the middle than his compatriot throughout their cup-winning campaign. The Paris Saint-Germain mainstay was pretty much just as good as Rodri throughout the tournament. In fact, by match ratings, he had the highest average of any player at the entire tournament with a monumental 8.04 score. And that isn't the only thing he scored, because he managed to bag 2 goals and set up another 2 for his teammates as his country went on to lift the trophy. If you watched even just one game of the Spain team during these Euros, you would have seen clearly just how talented of a player this man is and why he has been so important for his club, even if he hasn't started every single game for them. He seems to be just one of those players who will give you a 7 out of 10, or based on this tournament, an 8 out of 10 every single game. Right wing Lamine Yamal, the poster boy of the competition, the now 17-year-old, has been the talk of the entire tournament and has set it on light, whether it be with his on-pitch performance or his now incredibly famous photo shoot with Leo Messi when he was a baby. People just cannot stop speaking about Yamal, and now I'm doing the same thing. With an average match rating of 7.75, 1 goal and 4 assists, there isn't any chance he doesn't get in this team. I've never seen a player this young doing such major things at international level, and it just leaves you dying to see just how major his career may turn out. Based on the potential this lad has and what he has just done in this tournament, we are looking at a future Ballon d'Or winner. But what do you think? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Left wing Xavi Simons. This was such a hard choice between Xavi Simons, Nico Williams and Jamal Musiala, all of which I think fully deserve to be in this team. But when I look back over the course of the tournament and who I was most impressed by, that was Xavi Simons. Every time I saw the lad play, he just looked absolutely brilliant. There is no better praise I can give him than saying he looked a real player. In 6 games, the 21-year-old managed 3 assists and 1 goal. And by the way, what a friggin' goal that was. A screamer in the semi-final against England early in the game that looked like it was setting them on their way to the final themselves. Unfortunately for the Netherlands and Xavi Simons, that didn't end up happening, but it doesn't take away from what a superb tournament the lad has had. Get in the team, son. striker Cody Gakpo, and rounding off this list with a man we know very well and a compatriot of Xavi Simons, Cody Gakpo. I know he spent most of the tournament actually on the left wing, where I've put Simons, but I had to get them both in the team, particularly as Gakpo probably looked the best Dutch player all tournament and finished as the joint top goal scorer and an exemplary average match rating of 7.66. He had an up and down season at club level with Liverpool, not playing every week. Sometimes he was criticised by fans and the media, other times he was lauded. It was a very mixed bag, but for Gakpo this tournament, there is no question about it. He was on his top form and showed exactly what he can do when used in a certain system. It does provide an intriguing prospect as a Liverpool fan personally with our new Dutch manager Arne Slot and just what he might do to work with Gakpo, and it warms my heart to put him in this team. And that's it guys, the chapter closes on yet another iteration of the European Championships and this collection of Euros themed videos. If you want to have a watch back over them, make sure to check out the playlist that should be popping up on your screen any second now. But before it does, please remember to hit like, comment and subscribe, and check me out for more football and EAFC fueled content on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram and X, all under the same handle, Bolts96, but the O is a 0. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.